Have you recently suffered a dining experience so poor that you're no longer willing to patronize a particular establishment? Did the experience compel you to share your dissatisfaction with others online? You're not alone. Surveys suggest that a diner is 200 to 300% more likely to post a negative review online than they are to post a positive one. Of these customers, 51% will never return after the negative experience, and their review will likely influence another 25 to 30 new customers to avoid that establishment altogether. According to online blog site ReviewRush, every star retained on Yelp could equal an increase of 9% to overall revenue. Losses associated with a declining star rating will likely equal or exceed in comparison. Successful management of a restaurant's social image has become one of the most critical tasks of the restaurant manager. Restaurants that effectively manage their online reputation can mitigate the impact of negative press and feature positive reviews in order to boost the establishment's customer-facing image. As the world began to emerge from the fog of COVID-19 in 2020, we ventured out with the masses, excited to resume some degree of normalcy. For many, including ourselves, the first steps towards reintegration involve seeking the solace of a familiar dining establishment. Unfortunately for many, the experience failed to live up to the lofty expectations of yesteryear. As restaurateurs struggled with the realities of COVID restrictions, labor shortages, and supply chain problems, the masses took to social media to express their dissatisfaction. Historically successful establishments found themselves struggling to fill dining rooms in the face of an incompassionate and often exaggerated assault in the social space. Declining ratings based on unavoidable circumstances have had a horrific impact on Atlanta's small business community, a community already reeling from the ongoing pandemic. Dining institutions that have served generations of Atlantans were struggling. Some even forced to shutter their doors after decades of service to the community. COVID-19 revealed an entire field of restaurant managers who were wholly unprepared to effectively manage the onslaught of negative press prevalent in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. Devastated by the closure of our longtime favorite establishment and determined to aid the struggling steak and seafood sector, Coastline Consulting was born to bolster recently struggling establishments. We specialize in helping those who have traditionally relied on a history of success for continued patronage, yet find themselves now struggling with a litany of COVID-related issues. We pride ourselves on realizing the potential hiding behind lackluster reviews and helping struggling managers to capitalize on hidden strengths in order to offset negative press. By equipping overwhelmed managers with an effective toolset to efficiently resolve relevant complaints, we lay the foundation for continued and independent success. In short, Coastline Consulting exists to teach downtrodden businesses how to save themselves in the face of the savage post-COVID social environment. According to TripAdvisor.com, over 94% of U.S. diners now seek consult from online reviews prior to deciding whether or not to patronize an establishment. The same study has revealed that a single review can turn away 31% of your customer base, while a staggering 70% will avoid your establishment altogether with 4 or more negative reviews. Now more than ever, success demands effective management of online reputation and digital interaction with guests. Coastline Consulting specializes in optimizing online image and directing guest communications so you can focus on what you do best, managing your restaurant. By determining how to identify, categorize, and effectively respond to negative press, we'll make suggestions guaranteed to help improve your online reputation while offering solutions that seek to turn negative reviews into PR assets through effective conflict resolution. When viewed objectively, nearly every negative review possesses some shred of relevant insight, and Coastline Consulting is prepared to leverage this insight to help you turn previously lost revenue into newfound success. My name's Chris Hord, Managing Partner for Coastline Consulting in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a 36-year-old father of 2 and self-proclaimed dining fanatic. Serving in the role of Chief Technology Officer for Coastline Consulting presents me with a rare opportunity to pair my passion for food with my technological expertise in order to serve struggling establishments within my own community. As an MIS major from the University of West Georgia, I'm proud to deploy the latest technology available in service to our client establishments. In today's restaurant industry, a timely response to online criticism has become more important than ever. Clients of Coastline Consulting will receive the full advantages offered by our proprietary API and web scraping applications. Automated data mining provides our customers with unmatched peace of mind and around-the-clock insurance against unnoticed changes to their online reputations. Pairing our applications with a personalized GUI keeps clients of Coastline Consulting on the cutting edge of any change in the social space. By leveraging technology to monitor innumerable social streams 24/7, we can present our clients with real-time information critical to effective guest communications. Periodic data compilation and statistical analysis of each of our clients' online ecosystems affords Coastline Consulting with a competitive advantage in offering unmatched solutions to negative press. A diverse portfolio also affords us with access to relevant trends within the industry before any impact is perceived by our clients. As a client of Coastline Consulting, our dedicated and qualified customer service specialists will be at your service day or night. You can rest assured that your personal analyst at Coastline Consulting has received the latest accredited training required to detangle the web of online information that makes up your digital reputation. Each specialist possesses unparalleled experience with our proprietary software used to mold a web of information into effective solutions for your business. Cross-trained in the nuances of today's latest customer service trends, our specialists are ready to assemble the strategies you need to see your business thrive in the modern social environment. At Coastline Consulting, I put technology in the driver's seat of your business's reputation, ensuring the fastest delivery of information to our team of public relations specialists who serve to take the stress and headache out of effectively managing your business's online reputation. Rays on the River presents a prime opportunity at case study for any clients interested in the services provided by Coastline Consulting. Rays has served the community of Northwest Atlanta since 1984. It's one of the area's premier destinations for steak and seafood cuisine. With a prime location on the banks of Atlanta's Chattahoochee River, bolstered by 2 additional locations in Atlanta and Alpharetta, Rays geographically caters to some of the most prominent and wealthy populations in the metro Atlanta area. Proudly advertising daily flown fresh seafood and hand-cut steaks, Rays prides itself on an image of exclusivity and quality. Historical review supports Rays' portrayal of excellence, at least prior to COVID-19. Statistical analysis of star ratings across each of the 4 major online rating sites reveals a stark decline in public perception of Rays' brand value since their return to business following the mandatory shutdown brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic. Since 2020, and with increasing effect, Rays' online persona has been tarnished by a steadily increasing number of negative reviews. The publicly visible response to these complaints offered by Rays' management has been largely inadequate and decidedly ineffective. Despite retaining a generally positive online reputation, our analysis indicates that Rays is struggling to execute day-to-day operations while simultaneously deploying an effective response to the unfamiliar threat of negative press in the digital social space. Recent online attacks suggest shortcomings in Rays' quality of food, service, and atmosphere. Our research suggests that these declines are likely associated with constraints of COVID-19. The scene is familiar, as restaurants across the world have similarly struggled amid labor shortages and high turnover. Supply chain issues have left signature items out of stock, and divested or inexperienced employees fail to represent the business in a prescribed fashion. Other Atlanta restaurants in a similar space have successfully navigated these challenges by employing third-party services to manage their digital reputations. Comparable steak and seafood institutions in the area, like Bones and Marcel, have each employed the services of specialty consulting firms to free up their own priceless resources. By outsourcing the management of the digital reputation, Bones and Marcel have focused on improvements to daily operations. Heeding the advice offered by firms like ours, these Atlanta institutions have found success in the turbulent post-COVID environment and simultaneously solidified their own digital reputations and continued presence in the area for generations to come. Restaurants like Rays on the River are screaming for help, and only a qualified entity with the tools and experience to address the current digital climate can help. Coastline Consulting is prepared to fill this need. Rays on the River has long relied on a history of critical acclaim to fill its dining rooms. A steady clientele and experienced staff have traditionally bolstered Rays' reputation and contributed to its long-standing success. While COVID-19 has altered the core makeup of Rays on the River, the entity has managed to retain some of its more redeeming attributes. An entity in Rays' position would be wise to acknowledge and foster these attributes as defensive assets against the inevitable negative press associated with the industry's current conditions. By flying seafood in daily from both the Pacific and the Atlantic Oceans, Rays has a distinct advantage in food quality over most of the competition. Rays should market the perceived value of this supply chain over the traditional frozen food procured by most other restaurants. patrons are more likely to appreciate the fresh appeal if they're aware of the special effort invested in the procurement of raised seafood. On March 31st, one diner described raised seafood as on point and stated that she would be dreaming about raised scallops for a while. Despite the somewhat expensive menu, numerous reviews describe the value of raised food as appropriate to the pricing. This likely indicates some success on the part of Ray's management in effectively marketing their supply chain. Bar service at Ray's is also highly regarded in review. Management would be wise to evaluate the reasons behind this success, as there could be an opportunity here to integrate improvements on an enterprise-wide scale. Reviews also indicate that Ray's caters well to their regulars. Several reviews describe an at-home atmosphere, indicating that some Ray's staff members can provide a valued and personalized customer experience. Ray's should evaluate these reviews to determine which staff members are responsible. Emulating the service provided by these key staff members could enhance the overall customer experience across the entire restaurant. By choosing to emphasize the strengths revealed in these positive reviews, Ray's could find some useful tactics to leverage as a defense to inevitable negative reviews. Focusing on what they do well and expanding successes on an enterprise-wide scale could improve the overall customer experience, minimize negative publicity, maximize sustainable revenue, and ultimately bolster Ray's online reputation for the foreseeable future. While managing to hold on to a generally positive reputation, an increasing occurrence of negative reviews signals some impending trouble for the Ray's enterprise. Positive reviews are limited to a few key areas that carry over from Ray's heyday as a premier Atlanta institution. If Ray's wishes to stop the negative slide, redeem the grandeur of its reputation, and secure a place in Atlanta's culinary future, they must pay attention to the relevant criticism hidden in negative reviews. While many complaints are erroneous, attacking uncontrollable circumstances imposed by a global pandemic, other reviews are quite relevant and could provide valuable insight to improvement with the correct analysis. Among the most damaging reviews are those addressing cleanliness of the facilities. While somewhat isolated in comparison to other topics, market research shows that most patrons will completely avoid a restaurant with a single negative review about cleanliness. One reviewer describes the conditions of Ray's bathrooms as completely nasty, with tissue everywhere, feces everywhere, and a terrible smell. Yet another reviewer describes the presence of flying bugs at the table, even offering photographs to validate their claim. Reviews of this nature can have immediate and severely damaging effects and should be addressed confidently and productively to mitigate impact. No visible response to these accounts has been offered by Ray's management. The market share of recent complaints suggests a resounding decline in the quality of food preparation at Ray's. While the quality of the food itself and the painstaking procurement procedures are second to none, inadequate preparation seems to be undermining Ray's incredible potential for culinary success. One reviewer recounts having to send a $40 steak back to the kitchen 2 times for being half burnt, while another refers to the high-priced establishment as nothing more than the fast food of all steakhouses. Our research again suggests that the decline in quality is likely the result of lost professional experience due to COVID-related turnover. Several other complaints focus on inadequate parking accommodations. Ray's offers sparse parking and no direct valet service, posing a significant barrier to entry for many patrons in a largely commuter city. Ray's reputation seems to be further damaged by an erroneous association with third-party valet vendors that are price gouging Ray's customers. As one patron relates, at $150 to $200 for a meal for 2 people, the least Ray's could do is cover the parking ordeal. Other negative reviews suggest problems with their reservation system, as many guests with reservations have been forced to wait for tables. And once seated, several reviewers describe the ambiance as cramped, outdated, and uncomfortable. To date, Ray's response to negative press has ranged from inadequate to totally absent. Negative reviews are inevitable. Some diners will have poor experiences, but an effective managerial response can reframe nearly any situation and mitigate the fallout that could occur. Firms like COASTLINE Consulting specialize in advising restaurants in these situations and could save these small businesses thousands in lost revenue with the appropriate recommendations. The fallout from COVID-19 has thrust many restaurants into unimaginably challenging situations as they face labor shortages, poor performing employees, supply chain issues, and uncomfortable restrictions. Management staff are left with little time or energy to effectively direct their restaurant's online reputation. Overtaxed and burdened with the impossibility of daily management under these circumstances, many restaurants have chosen to ignore the impact of their declining and unmanaged online personas. A failure to acknowledge and address negative online press could be among the costliest mistakes in the modern restaurant industry. The increasing occurrence of poor dining experiences have led record numbers to online reviews to aid in making dining decisions. Restaurant managers must take notice. Firms like Coastline Consulting exist to remove this burden from the overtaxed restaurateur. Only through effective address can restaurants show the public that they are actively working to improve the customer experience by acknowledging and addressing valid complaints. Trained consultants can research and identify the erroneous complaints on behalf of restaurant management, taking steps to have them removed while advising on a productive course of action to counter any potentially negative effect. Special care should also be taken to analyze positive contributions to a restaurant's reputation. By identifying areas where a client excels, a consulting firm can make effective recommendations to help a restaurant bolster its image by promoting existing attributes. Immediate action to accentuate existing attributes can preempt and even strengthen future action taken to address negative press. While many firms offer consulting services that cater to restaurants and other businesses, few have chosen to focus exclusively on the steak and seafood market. By limiting our efforts and expertise to this limited market, Coastline Consulting has positioned ourselves to offer unbeatable services to clients such as Rays on the River. At Coastline Consulting, our technology and proprietary software offers an unmatched experience, leveraging more data faster than any other firm could hope to achieve. Coastline's real-time data acquisition paired with personalized consultancy gives our client restaurants a significant response advantage in today's dynamic digital environment. Our technology promotes accurate assessment, effective recommendation, and advanced warning of imminent threat, all while offering efficient resolutions and productive solutions to improve digital reputations. An analysis of positive reviews for Rays on the River has revealed some strong opportunities for continued success in certain areas. Considering the overwhelmingly positive response to Rays Bar, our recommendation would be that Rays find a way to integrate bar service into each patron's dining experience. Reviews suggest that integration of bar service would nearly guarantee an improvement to overall ratings. As Rays dress code has also garnered significant online appreciation, it would be Coastline Consulting's recommendation that Rays should publicly advertise their dress code as an integral enhancement to the overall dining experience. Rays should incorporate examples of their dress code into photos and promotional materials. Seeing the dress code in advertising would effectively convey the atmosphere of the restaurant and may put first-time patrons at ease regarding their own wardrobe selections. Rays management should also invest resources into advertising and promoting the value of some of their menu items. High prices can actually increase appeal when value is effectively advertised. Rays should highlight the fact that the seafood is flown in daily in order to justify the price of some menu items, also possibly influencing and upselling alternative selections that patrons may not have acknowledged otherwise. Rays should also identify staff members responsible for direct accolade and positive reviews, and identify the specific attributes in each that were valued by appreciative customers. By promoting the successes of these employees, Rays might begin to build a restaurant culture that welcomes customers and encourages repeat business. By acting on the successes found in positive reviews, Rays can immediately begin enhancing online reputation, even before effective action can be taken to address recent negative press. Recent reviews also suggest multiple areas which could, or already have, become problematic for Rays' public image. Complaints regarding cleanliness must be addressed immediately, as these are likely to have the most damaging impact. Direct communication should be made with these dissatisfied customers, apologizing for the isolated occurrences that compelled their initial complaints. The apology must include measures that will be taken to ensure that Rays' long-standing policies regarding cleanliness are maintained. While these customers are unlikely to return, they should be invited back personally and at their convenience to see Rays' dedication to cleanliness since the reported incidents. Moving forward, Rays would be wise to invest significant resources into promoting an image of cleanliness, proudly advertising health inspection reports, and prominently posting signage directing associated policies. A restaurant cannot survive without quality food. While Ray's has taken exceptional action to ensure the quality of raw ingredients, the quality of preparation has recently suffered. Our assessment has been that the recent decline in quality is a direct result of inexperienced staff due to COVID-related turnover. Lost experience cannot be quickly replaced, but Ray's should invest significantly in the immediate education of all food preparation staff to enhance their experience as rapidly as possible. Currently, ill-prepared food seems to be undermining a significant investment in the procurement of fresh seafood and driving most of the negative reviews. Ray's must also address their parking situation. Real estate is limited, and while purchasing additional property might be impractical and cost prohibitive, other collaborative approaches could be made on behalf of valued patrons. Coastline Consulting has taken the liberty of communication with several rideshare operators who service the immediate area. All have indicated a willingness to communicate with management regarding partnership discounts and guaranteed availability during busy restaurant hours. Ray's should foster these relationships and advertise the availability of discounted rideshare services to combat complaints about parking. Ray's must also intervene to stop price gouging by third-party valet vendors. An added expenditure to comp or supplement third-party valet services would be more than offset by recuperated revenue from the decrease in online complaints about parking. Finally, and most important, Ray's must revamp their de facto response to complaint. Many reviews reveal offers for free food to divert attention away from failure. This behavior will only reinforce and promote future complaints while doing little to address the core issues driving repeated failures. Ray's should directly and politely acknowledge any negative feedback, apologize, and offer insight into how management intends to use the experience to improve in the future. Dissatisfied customers should be shown appreciation and asked for a future opportunity to better serve them. By embracing the objective feedback hidden in criticism and accepting the recommendations offered for improvement, Ray's on the River can use these negative experiences to reframe their digital reputation. Coastline Consulting will continue to monitor online traffic and update solutions and recommendations as the narrative about Ray's on the River continues to evolve. Please take a moment to review the attached SWOT analysis for Ray's on the River. This chart provides a brief visual summary of the strengths, weaknesses, current opportunities, and current threats identified in Coastline Consulting's most recent full report. This chart could be used by Ray's management as a roadmap for future restructuring. By embracing the information in each category, Ray's management will be better prepared to structure and execute Coastline's recommendations for success. As we close, I will ask you to reflect on the recent developments in the social space and the constraints of COVID-19 that now pose significant new challenges to the modern restaurant owner. Managers must now, more than ever, devote significant energy into the management of their business's online reputation. They must be able to identify what their restaurants are doing well while also acknowledging areas that need improvement. Faced with the mounting pressures of labor shortages, turnover rates, and other constraints, the average manager finds little time or energy to devote to the task. Coastline Consulting exists to relieve this burden. As you consider the challenges faced by your own business, I hope that you will consider partnering with Coastline Consulting to take the burden of reputation management off your plate. By employing our proprietary technology to mine critical insight and relying on our team of experts for the advice that will insulate and grow your business, you will be free to devote your valuable time to hands-on management, nurturing your restaurant's reputation from the ground up. I wish to thank you for the opportunity to provide some insight into the many ways that Coastline Consulting could contribute to the success of your business. By nurturing the assets that we've identified in your current model, addressing parking complications, and enacting a policy of direct customer-focused response to customer inquiry, your business is already prepared to begin making positive contributions to your digital reputation as you consider maintaining a relationship with Coastline Consulting into the future. Coastline has already identified a qualified and experienced team of professional representatives who stand ready to begin service on your behalf. As you consider our relationship, please don't hesitate to reach out with any questions or concerns. Our staff can be reached anytime, day or night, at coastlineconsults@gmail.com. Please include your business name in the subject line for immediate personalized service. For an overview of our offerings, including testimonials and portfolio information, you can visit us on the web at coastlineconsults.com. Additionally, we can be reached by phone at 770-638-9273. That's 770-638-9273, Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. In appreciation for your consideration today, I hope you will accept this small token of our gratitude. But before you enjoy your very own bottle of Coastline Consulting's own crystal clear sparkling water, please detach and retain the contact card to facilitate future communications. We're excited for the opportunity to work on your behalf and hope that you will choose to partner with us for the management of your online persona. As a restaurant manager in today's climate, we understand that your time is more valuable than ever. I wish to thank you for devoting some of that time to our presentation today. And please know that I am more than happy to be personally at your service should you require any assistance as we move forward with our relationship. Thank you immensely. And from our Coastline Consulting family to your own, have a fantastic day.